Well, hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Tonya, and if you're returning, today I'm going to be working on those thrift store makeovers. Now, these are the items that I picked up in my last haul. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below, and I'll also leave a link to some spring and Easter DIYs that I thought you might like to take a look at. Now, I do want to mention that I have talked about the giveaway, and I've got a couple of comments, and I want you guys to all give me your opinion. I have not purchased an Amazon gift card yet, and I've had a few people say that they would like to have a Dollar Tree gift card instead for my giveaway. So leave the comment below. I definitely want to get what you guys can use and will be the most beneficial for the craft items that you want to buy. So definitely let me know on this video if it's Dollar Tree, Amazon, or craft supplies that you would like me to pick out myself. And then we'll kind of do like a little vote. I may even set a poll up for that to make it a little bit easier. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump into these makeovers and see what I've got created for you today. Now, our first makeover item is the green planner that I picked up. Now, the first thing I did to this was take out my olive color acrylic paint and just freshened it up to give it a little bit brighter green color and make it look a little newer. And then I decided to use those stencils that I had picked up last year at Michael's, and I think they still have those there. They have several different spring stencils if you would like to check Michael's out. And I thought I would put one of the borders across the bottom. Now, I will tell you a little tip on this. I always cut mine out because it seems like when something's curved like the pots are, it's really hard to get the stencils to lay down. So I like to cut them out individually, and I pretty much cut out and used all that I had there. And then all you need to do is rinse them off and wipe them dry if you don't have enough to go all the way around the bottom of your pot. But look how pretty this is turning out. And of course, we've got that bright white and the green that I love. And then we're going to put this little stencil on that says plant seeds and grow blessings. And I thought that was so sweet. But I love how this design turned out, everyone. Now, I did end up picking up the flowers from Dollar Tree, but I am a really big fan of the greenery from Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and I just like the realistic look of some of the greenery vines, so I end up paying just a little bit more just so I can add that in to some of my flower arrangements. Now, I do really like these stencils. They have a little bit of a sticky back to them, so that really helps them stay on while you're trying to apply the paint. And look how nice that turned out. Now, of course, I'm going to take a foam block that I got at Dollar Tree and just pop that in the bottom. And what I like to do with my floral arrangements, I like to take and add in my tall item right there in the center, and then I'm just going to take some of the flowers and just kind of go around the outside edges and then back to the center again. And it just seems like that kind of forms a really, really pretty arrangement. But aren't these greeneries? They're so pretty. And I think these are the ones that I got at Hobby Lobby. And then I'm just going to pop in some of these off-white flowers. Well, everyone, I actually have 4 makeovers today, and then I'm going to go ahead and the other ones, add them into next week's thrift store makeovers, because I actually picked up a couple more items to add with the ones that I didn't get to today. But I did get to do the antique lid, and I can't wait for you to see this one. It's at the end, and it turned out really, really pretty. Now, you can fill your arrangements in as much as you want. This is just the style that I like. I like to have that greenery kind of real loosely coming out of the top of my flowers. It just seems more realistic to me, and that's why I do it that way. And you just got to play with them and get them where you want them. But here is a video of it where I displayed it on that shelf. And you can see how that olive green really freshened up that planner. Now for our next makeover item, I'm going to be using that basket. And I did something really different with this. I decided to take the backing off a picture frame. Now I did pick up this picture frame from Goodwill because I needed it to be a little more sturdy, because I wanted to make the basket stand up on its side. And wow, I really love how this one turned out too. It just made a really neat little piece that you could set up on a shelf. You could set it up above your kitchen cabinets. It was just a really fun and simple design. And the only thing I had to do, as you can see, is just paint the inside of it. And I painted mine with that cottage white that I love so much. I use that in all my designs just about for spring, and the Easter designs also. And you want to make sure that's dry really well. I did add 2 coats of the paint just because I wanted it to really be bright, because I knew that I was going to be using a Cricut decal on this one. And I decided just to put my greenery here. Right now I was just placing it in to see where I wanted it. And I will mention this. I actually have an iPad 12 Pro, and it does work with Cricut Design Space. That's what I'm working on right now. And I just kind of went through this really quick because I'm still trying to make friends with that Cricut machine. And but I love this little saying. I thought it was really neat. The fresh flowers, sunshine, and happy spring. But I'm going to go ahead and pop that right there in the center of this one. And then I'm just going to place greenery. I was thinking about putting flowers in here, but I'm such a fan, everyone, of the greenery, as you know. So I decided just to pop a little bit of greenery around the bottom because I knew the way that it was going to be setting up on the shelf. I thought that would look really pretty. And at first I ended up just putting some of this greenery that I picked up at Dollar Tree, and then I had a succulent that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and I decided just for that contrast of green, I popped that right in the corner. And doesn't that just finish that off? I just thought that turned out so pretty. And here's a video of this one where I displayed it on that shelf for you to see. Now for my next thrift store find, it was that wire basket. Everyone, I left this one really simple. I went to Dollar Tree, picked up some of those tiger lilies. There's my new cup. And then I made this little contraption, and it's just a funnel and a paper towel roll. And I use that to actually get my rocks into the bottom. You'll see here in a minute. I'm just going to glue a little piece of foam in there. Just that way I'll have something to poke my flower stem in. But this works great. If any of you have ever worked with this white rock from Dollar Tree, it has a powdery dust on it. And when you do it like this with that funnel and that paper towel roll, that way it goes straight to the bottom and you don't get any dust on your glass, which it probably wouldn't have mattered on this particular design because I ended up wanting the rock all the way up to the top. Now this is some buckwheat and rice. I actually use this when I make hand warmers, and I decided because I wanted to pull in a little bit of the beigey color because my fireplace is that color. But look how pretty this is, and I put it above my couch. Now that pillow and that blanket is at Big Lots, everyone, and if you go to Big Lots, go check that out. They had just put that out. Now here is our last one, and here's what I did with that lid. Love how this turned out. Now this was one of the hurricane globes that I found at the Restore. I think I had that, yes, in my last haul. But I'm just going to measure this the height that I want it to be. I'm going to drill a hole in there. That way I can take and screw the screw from the inside of the lid up. Now I did have to get, you can see here, just a little bit bigger screw. That way it would fit up in the wood and hold it securely. But I love this design, and now I'm definitely going to be on the hunt for more of these antique lids because everyone, can you not see a Christmas tree here? I mean, I think this would be so pretty. But I love like the greenery and the moss and the butterflies, so that's what I ended up doing with this. And I got all these supplies for this one at Dollar Tree. The moss, except for the dowel rod. And they had the white flowers and the white butterflies when I went in there the other day. And I was just thrilled. So if you can find those are a good little find. And they're just like the little paper flowers and the paper butterflies. Now I did a little bit lighter colored moss around the bottom because I love contrast. And then I took some of this greenery vine that I had picked up from, this one I think come from actually Michael's. They have that there in the ones that just kind of shoot out like a giant cluster. Now here are those pretty little white paper flowers, and I just gently glued those around. Now I took some wire, really thin wire, and just kind of looped it because I wanted the butterflies to look like they were flying. And oh my gosh, I just think this turned out so pretty. But everyone, you'll have to let me know if you've enjoyed these makeovers today, and let me know what you think of the old antique lid being used like this. And let me know if you had a favorite. I would really like to know. Now, I will tell you right here, I was just taking and putting some little tiny antennas on the butterfly there. And like I said, everyone, I will be adding in those other items that I picked up with these on the makeover for next Wednesday. Well, I'm just going to put a few more of the butterflies on here, and then I'm going to add my hurricane globe to the top. And I do end up having to glue this down just a little bit around the rim with some super glue, and be very careful doing that. I just kind of did it really easy and set it up on a shelf and let it dry overnight, and it's holding wonderfully. Now I'm just going to go ahead and get that lid on there. You'll have to kind of tuck all your loose little flowers up in there and adjust them the way you want to. And here is a video where I displayed it on the shelf for you to see, and I just love this little design. Definitely let me know what you think of this one. Well, everyone, that's it for our thrift store makeovers today. I hope you enjoyed them. I know I really enjoyed creating these, and I love how they turned out. They look really pretty displayed around my home. I did put the wire basket with the glass vases above my couch with the white tiger lilies. It looks absolutely beautiful. I'll have to show you a little video of that. And the hurricane globe with that antique lid, I probably am going to put that on my table and have it like as a centerpiece for a while. and the basket with the picture frame stand behind it. Now that was a new one that I just come up with, and I thought, why not see if we can make that basket stand up? And I really, really like how that turned out. I may end up putting that like in a bathroom or somewhere, or maybe above my kitchen cabinets. But in the little planner that was green, I see those all the time out and about. So I hope that I had give you lots of inspiration ideas. I know that I'm going to be looking for more unique items to repurpose for you. Well, everyone, I want to thank everyone that has been subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate you. And if you are just viewing my channel, I hope that you do consider subscribing. And if you hit the notification bell and select all, YouTube should notify you when I upload a video. Well, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed rest of the week, and I'm going to jump back into those DIYs for Saturday, and I will see you then.